The story is horrific and hard to hear. A Texas father and his two young children killed at the hands of someone who is in this country illegally, who we just learned will basically get a slap on the wrist. For those three precious lives lost, he was sentenced to only 2 years in jail. Their heartbroken mother joined Fox and Friends on Saturday, fighting for justice so that other families don't have to go through what she's going through.
For some reason, it seems to me that they feel that he should have some sort of special circumstances and that he should be treated differently because he is an illegal immigrant. I want to see those laws enforced, and I want to see stricter punishment.
Let's bring in the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, joins us right now from Austin. Mr. Attorney General, thank you very much. Why did this guy only get 2 years?
You know, it's one of those things. I think our laws in Texas need to be stricter for this. And I think, you know, we've been dealing with this for years, dealing with sanctuary cities, trying to prevent people from coming into our country illegally. This is an area I think the legislature needs to address because I don't think the penalties are strong enough for people who commit these types of crimes.
I read in one of the local news sources down there in Dallas that a criminal defense attorney said a longer sentence would have required proving an intent to kill. This was a situation where this guy who was in the country illegally fell asleep behind the wheel of a vehicle, drifted over and killed the family, right?
That's correct. You know, people say this doesn't have consequences, illegal immigration. We've been tracking statistics in Texas for 6 years through our state police. We've had over 600,000 crimes, including 1,200 homicides. We've had 6,000 sexual assaults. And here we go again. How many of these stories do we have to have before we address this issue? And I am thankful that the president is making a significant impact here.
Your problem is the fact that this person who was in this country illegally was driving without a license, right?
That's correct. And my problem is also that this is only a 2-year sentence. When you look at what happened to this woman, she lost both of her children, she lost her husband, and the remedy is really a 2-year sentence.
I understand you told one of our producers over the weekend during the pre-interview that to you it feels like the court has more empathy for an illegal alien than they have for that family that lost those 3 people right there.
You know, it often seems that way. The real issue here, though, is the penalty and what kinds of penalties we're going to have for people here who are here illegally. The consequences for our state are dramatic, and I think the legislature needs to address this the next time they meet.
Well, that's the Texas legislature behind you, but you also told our producers over the weekend that you are thankful that we have a president of the United States who is trying to do more to enforce immigration to this country than any other president in American history.
That's correct. For 12 years I was in the legislature. We had very little support in addressing this issue. My state spent hundreds of millions of dollars trying to stop illegal immigration. We had our hands tied by the federal government, and finally we have a president that's allowing border security, customs enforcement to do their job. I've talked to these guys on the border, and they are grateful, and you can see the results. The border crossing, illegal immigration is coming down dramatically, and I think it's a result of what this administration and what the Trump administration has sought to do.
Well, Mr. Attorney General, our lead story this morning is that yesterday the administration sent over to Congress a 70-point plan saying, okay, you want the Dreamer program to continue, or at least for the Dreamers in this country to wind up with some sort of a path to citizenship, then you're going to have to meet our 70 needs. And one of them, the first one, is building the wall. And it's not just part of the wall, it is the whole wall. What do you make of what you have read from the administration regarding how they want to deal with this situation?
Look, I'm really encouraged by this. As I said, for decades, we've been dealing with this issue of crime, you know, illegal crossings, the impact on our economy, the cost to the state that we can't account for. So the fact that the president is pushing hard on this, he promised it, and he's doing it, unlike, I said, like any president we've ever had in the history of our country. So I think most Texans are grateful.
All right. He is the Attorney General for the great state of Texas, Ken Paxton. Thank you very much for joining us from the capital city of Austin.
Thank you. Have a great day.